Yeah, not well. I mean, the EU side has made it very clear that that deal is not open to renegotiation. It's not just the EU negotiators that have said that, it's all 27 of the other EU national leaders. They reiterated that last week at the European Council summit. They were asked, mostly by British journalists as they were coming in. Everyone made it very clear it's not open to renegotiation. In fact, it's even in the text of the extension that the UK got until October 31st. It says very explicitly in that text that this extension cannot be used to renegotiate the deal that's on the table. So there is frustration in Brussels that this message is being put forward by really most of those leadership candidates, that they should become the next leader of the UK because they could go to Brussels and renegotiate. Now, what a lot of those leaders are saying is that, look, I know the EU is saying they won't reopen the withdrawal deal, but when I come and I say, look, it's this or you're going to have a no-deal Brexit, then they're going to back off out of fear or intimidation. The problem is that is exactly what Theresa May was saying before. She was saying, I will walk away with no deal if you don't renegotiate this text, and the EU didn't blink. So there's really no reason to think that someone else delivering that same message would produce a different result.
Now, Dave, this Brexit process has been a long and painful ordeal. What's the feeling about Theresa May in the EU? Are people sad to see her go?
I wouldn't say sad to see her go. You could see at last week's European Council summit that there is a lot of sympathy for her. The change in body language was really striking. For years, we've seen these images of Theresa May at summits here in Brussels, striking a kind of lonely figure by herself, nobody talking to her, a kind of Johnny No-Mates. Well, last week, the EU leaders were really embracing her. They were kissing her. You could see that they have some sympathy for her. Obviously, this is not a great position that she's in, and I think a lot of them feel that she's been dealt with unfairly by her own party. On the other hand, there have been huge frustrations with her over the past 3 years about how she's handled these negotiations, really right from the start when she became prime minister, and she immediately took such a hard-line stance on Brexit, saying no customs union, non-negotiable, no jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice, non-negotiable. There was perplexion in Brussels because the referendum itself hadn't really said anything about those things. Now, there was an understanding here that she was taking that hardline stance for domestic reasons because she, of course, had backed Remain, and so she had to really show her Brexit credentials by getting as hard on Brexit as possible. But the fact is that there were a lot of mistakes made in those early stages, and she really boxed herself into a corner by taking those hardline stances. The line in Brussels has been that maybe they would have been better off with a prime minister who had supported Leave, because that person might have been able to show some more flexibility. So overall, she probably won't be missed, but there is anxiety about the person who could be replacing her, who could be someone they like even less.
All right. Thanks very much, Dave. Dave Keating reporting from Brussels.